By Sue Minahan.
Welcome to Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Rose Minahan and her panel of guests bring you leading-edge astrology conversations through a journey of soul growth patterns connecting astrology's energetic cycles. Get ready to understand your path in the cosmic roots of the stars.
Hello, everybody. This is Sue Rose Minahan of Talk Cosmos. Today we're having our wonderful quarterly scheduled summer edition for Astro Jam. And we'll be bringing 2 charts to life. And it also, as of this moment, I think, is the illustrious awaited conjunction between Uranus, the sudden awakener of life, at 18 degrees Taurus, with our Dharma, destiny-driven North Node in Taurus of values and self-reliance, art, beauty, all the marvelous things that we need to ground into, yes? And when they're conjunct, astrological wonders occur. Now, that's a little bit of a poetic phrase, but truly speaking, it is known that big advances happen. So we'll wait and see. Yeah, we may not wait long. It might be happening right now. And tomorrow, next day, Mars, that's just toggling right, I'm not toggling, it's like waiting in the wings, is at 17 degrees. So it's all synergetic. It's a rocket takeoff time next week with Planet Buzz. We're going to really focus on that event because it's lasting for a while. So, with no more to say as we venture into these mystery charts to discover what could they be as the energies, we'll have a little time to go bring back the curtain. Guess what? This is it. And then my great panel will come up and we'll talk about that. And I do want to say that we have a panel now of 6 of us, and today, Israel Ahosi, who's the president of the Astrological, Astrological Lodge of London, had a family matter that he's unable to come in. But for today. But we will be back October 30th, just before Halloween. Somehow we're really connecting with these firecracker events. Okay, we are now ready for Astro Jam.
Astro Jam is where planets come to life and speak. Hear cosmic energies talk as they do in our minds and hearts. Always fun, exciting, and revealing, like a music jam full of surprise. This is your cast of Astro Jam.
I'm Sue Rose Minahan, the founder of Talk Cosmos, an eclectic evolutionary astrologer, consultant, certified color energy life coach, vice president of the Washington State Astrological Association, member of Kepler Astrology Toastmaster Club, of a Dwarf Planet University diploma and AA with music degree. I love mythology, philosophy. Helen Keller, blind and deaf author, activist, lecturer, said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." Thank you. What a great treat. Oh, each one of you are just absolutely marvelous, like a blossoming flower or something. And I'm just going to kick it off with asking anybody if you have an event. Justin, I know you have an event coming up. And if you want to just bring it up, perhaps. I know this is out of left field, little surprise here, but I am trying to do that every time. Just a short little thing where people can either go to your web page or to a Facebook page or just the event. And it doesn't have to be astrology. I think yours might be in Salem.
Yeah, I'm doing a workshop on the astrology of the Tarot for the Salem, and this is out of Salem, Massachusetts, the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival, which will be online.
And what are the dates? Quickly.
Oh, it's actually next Sunday.
Okay, so people could, if they choose that one event, because I did check it out. Yeah. And Marie, Ray, and Sean, do you have something? I know, Ray, you have the Mountain Astrologer, and then you have a private business, but is there some kind of deadline or some kind of interest something?
We just released our Libra equinox issue. It went live on Friday. It's a really fun one. It's actually kind of a Hearts of Darkness special, and Frank Clifford has a feature on the astrology of serial killers. So for those who are interested in spooky season early, I highly recommend that you go get a copy. You'll also find my Pluto Part 2 article in this issue, in which I talk about the beastly aspect of Pluto and our own inner daemon.
That's where we're at. And Marie, I know you have upcoming retreat.
I
So perhaps
do. I have a virtual healing retreat, which is occurring on August 23rd and 24th, which is a Tuesday and a Wednesday coming up. It is going to be, I believe, a wonderful, wonderful event. This time, the focus is on working with fear. All of us have fears. There is no way around not having them. The question is, how do you work with them? There are going to be other astrologers and non-astrologers actually giving talks on working with fear. So if you're interested in learning more about that, it's being done through Eventbrite, well, actually through my company, Padma Life Coaching, but you can find information on eventbrite.com, and it is virtual healing retreat at eventbrite.com.
okay. And if anybody is interested in any of these, all of our websites are on Talk Cosmos, or just write info at talkcosmos.com and I'll get it to the right person. And Sean, now you are our wonderful, you are like this master of astrology without a, do you have any, like, I know you have a private business. Is there some special or just something or not?
Yeah. Well, currently I am focused on farming and applying biodynamics and astrology, much like Maria Toon did, to my farming practices. So that's really exciting. We just kicked off that project to put all that into an app and to kind of spread it out there to help people learn about biodynamics and conduct their own astrological experiments against what they're putting in the ground.
Well, that's very exciting. And just recapping, not to take too much time away from, I'm wondering how would people, well, you maybe in October, you can tell people how to get connected with all of that. Yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then, I guess with this, and to ask our great audience, do subscribe. You can go to Talk Cosmos and just subscribe for our newsletters, which I'm always updating, and for the YouTube, if that's something instead of the podcast, because then it's right in your box and you can find out about us immediately. All right. Well, thank you. I think we're ready for our first surprise. Oh, and that's everybody there. If you're looking, thank you very much, Nathan. It's good to have a team here. And so those you can always reflect on the website that we have. Okay. So the next, now, I'll explain a little to everybody. If you haven't been here before, each of us are going to immediately identify ourselves as what planet we're speaking from. Just the planet, the name, and the sign. And then we'll talk as though we are the planet. It will be just a spontaneous grab of what the energies speak of. And afterwards, we'll kind of put it all together like, gee, what made sense, and etc. Okay. Can you see this, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So, and with this, it's a noon chart. So I did that because of the moon situation. We know that it could move, so it could be possibly a little ahead if it was, but probably, but the sun, I made it a sun chart. So forgive me, please, because so we can still see the energies. The houses, of course, wouldn't make any difference. So I guess I'll start off. I am the sun in Cancer, and I am constantly reframing all my thoughts, I'm going to come up with some resolutions on this idea of what is the, what the feeling and what the releasing and making something. I'm going to work this out.
I am the moon in Taurus, and I am a bringer of peace, a bringer of comfort, a bringer of calming down to the community, wherever that community is. I am a lover of comfort, a lover of relaxing and being in nature, being grounded in earth.
I am Venus and Leo in the second house. I know how to shine and sparkle and dazzle. I know just what my worth is and how to facilitate the container I need to shine brighter and encourage others to shine around me too.
I am Pluto, the teacher of non-attachment, the planet of death and rebirth, and I'm in the sign of Cancer. And so in this, me being so close to the sun, I am really helping the person understand the impermanence of love, of family. And I'm working with the nodes in this chart to help the person let go and understand which elements of family and love and mother are conducive to their growth. But I am teaching non-attachment, the impermanence of family, the impermanence of love. And because I am so close to sun and the ascendant here, it's almost I'm learning to transform my concept of love.
I am Chiron. Woo. And I hold on too tightly to the wrong things. I really need Pluto's help to transcend. The pains of humanity hurt me, and gosh, it's just so much easier just to let it all go all the time. Why do I got to hold on to things?
Well, I am revolutionary. I'm Uranus in Taurus, and I'm feeling that nothing really needs to be the same, because we need to open up some new comprehension of I wish I could get the action. I know what the actions are. I see the actions that are wanting to talk with me, and I'm going to try to get that out. There's got to be a way, maybe through the drawing of it, maybe through some pictures or something like that, about the world, life. I mean, I'm in Taurus.
I am the North Node in Taurus, and I am here helping the individual to calm down, because the individual has had such stress, such strife, gone through so much regeneration and death in a prior life. Now it is time for this individual to give up the drama, to give up the stress, to relax, to be grounded, to get back to nature, back to the love of animals and birds, and just be with the present moment.
I'm Jupiter in Sagittarius, and I just have to speak my piece, and it needs to be really basic with the very elements of life, because I know that life is beginning to, I see Eris there, and we're trying to understand, I'm trying to understand what Eris really I see that she's sitting in the realm of Virgo, and I'm big. Okay, if I can discern what the priority of it, I'll just speak it, because the world has got visions, and I'm going to tell the visions.
Can I also add on to Jupiter as well?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Even ask.
I am Jupiter in Sagittarius. The way I show the person how to seek to grow and expand, and I'm in the sign of Sagittarius, the sign of religiosity, belief systems. I'm the guru, the teacher. And so how I seek to grow and expand is through exploration of different belief systems, of religion. And I need to explore those in order to grow as an individual. And yeah, that's it.
Well, I am Saturn in Libra, and I am very strong.
Mhm.
I am a healer. I am a healer through helping others, or helping this individual structure their life in such a way that they can walk the middle path, the path between two opposites. I am here to help them formulate their communication style. I'm here to help them be grounded in words, in communication.
You know, I'm Venus, and I'm just wondering what Mars really wants. I mean, what action shall I take? I'm in Leo, and I am embodying. There's so many decisions here, which really aren't decisions, but it's like I gotta get, you know, which direction to go. I gotta release some. There's some pattern here between releasing my exchanges of how what isn't working anymore with this newfound some way of balance of the life, and then just this action that is kind of not just me but everybody, and like, how are we gonna, I sure wish it's a process here.
I'm Mercury, and I am all about like running away from it all. I am all about leaving it all, just going off to fantasy land. I've got supported this trine with Neptune that's just letting me let it all go and just go into my own fantasy about it, and how I can manifest that fantasy with that, you know, supporting that south and north node there a little bit.
Well, I'm Neptune in Pisces, and I love imagination. I see visions without any restraints. And I am so glad that I know it's a little difficult to take that tribal thinking that sometimes I get, you know, comes at me, but darn it, I just want to envision the wholeness, the whole simplicity, everything that's so magical.
I'm going to add on here. I'm also Mercury in Cancer, and I, being conjunct the Sun and Pluto here on the ascendant, I'm an emotional communicator. I'm learning about balanced, healthy emotions in my life. And I'm supported by this by working with Neptune and Pisces. And I have an easy flow of emotions with others in the collective. However, I'm also learning about, because I'm squared Ceres in Libra, I am going to have to learn how to work through emotional issues in relationship and how I express my emotions healthy in relationships.
Well, I am Eris in Virgo, and I live, of course, in the house of communication. I am the heretic because I live in Mercury's domain. I am strong. I am here to bring discord with the intention of helping the individual structure their communication, helping them to learn how to come up with systems that work for them, helping them to come back to the Great Mother, because as we know, Virgo is the sign of the goddess, the sign of the mother goddess. As Eris, I am untouchable because I am out past, way past the orbit of even Pluto. To get to me, to understand me, you must do your psychological work through Pluto, though.
Okay, we are unfortunately we lost Ray, who's going to try to get back on. She had little technical problems because, as we know, Uranus is hot, and I don't know if it's hot, but it's out there spinning in the wrong direction, or it is in its direction. So I'm going to reveal what this is.
Sue,
Yes.
before you reveal, I can we guess, because I got an idea here.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I know that this person is having a nodal return, and with Pluto in Cancer and Neptune in Pisces, they're between 80 and 90 years old. That's what I would say.
Well, Eris in Virgo, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Virgo.
Eris is in Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I added Virgo that to give a clue, because otherwise it is tricky if we don't
Well,
get those outer planets.
To me, it's got to be close to when the country was, well, not when the country was founded, but it's.
Well, let's find out. Okay,
yeah,
you
if the
guys,
person was still
because the thing
alive, if they were still alive, they would have this happening. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, okay, and thank you. I really appreciate the guessing, because that is part of it. And of course, we're one. And all of you don't know, because sometimes I have people, sometimes I have events, sometimes I have things like, I've had a state before. We've done, I forget whether it was Texas or California at times, in the back. And then we've had the Constitution. Actually, I shouldn't tell people, because if you're going to listen to them, it's like, what are they? It's like a mystery show. Okay, well, this particular one happens to be, because remember, I'm going to show you the next slide, and this will show you what's happening. I don't want to go too far. Later that month is going to be exact conjunction with what we're experiencing now. The conjunction between Uranus and the North Node at 18 degrees. Next week, we're going to talk about this quite a bit. But this is when Isaac Newton published his Principia, a mathematical principles of natural philosophy. And it said when the conjunction in Uranus and North Node is this enormous awakening of an astrological concept. Well, it had been prefaced by Kepler, who had empirically thought about the planets and orbits. But when Newton came up with his, and I stayed up all night trying to figure out this so I could say it pretty clearly, because I'm not really a scientist. I get excited, but people do want to know a little bit about the truth, right? So of what the event is. The point is that with his laws of gravity, there's 3 of them, it really opens up the planetary motion that we have. And it shows the astronomical observations of gravitation, its relative masses for giant planets and for the Earth and Sun. The slow motion of the Sun relative to the solar system shows the theory of gravity for the motion of the Moon and the shape of the Earth and the tides, the precession of equinoxes. I mean, it's huge. And so it was quite a wake-up call. Of course, he thought that it was fixed, and Einstein came along and said, nah, now it's all relative. And of course, we're still jumping, right? We have the galactic center that we know that's happening, and things are changing. This happened to be July 5th. Now, this chart is July 7th, but Newton published his Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophies, or Principia, because it was in Latin originally. And so his published was July 5th, but the year is 1687. So he was at the very tail end of the plague. And it's so, okay, so let's talk about him a little bit, because you did catch on a lot. You know, he did have a lot of emotional situation. Justin, you were right on, because when he wrote this, there was Hooke, Hooke, and there was a real discrepancy of energies between them. In fact, prior to that, so I won't go into too many details with that. But when we think about it, and let me go back now, if I can go back. Oh gosh, no, that's the wrong chart. Nathan, oh no, don't look. Oh my gosh, I get so mixed up on this stuff. Oh, darn. I was a little worried. Okay, here we are. Don't look, everybody. Yeah.
Don't look.
Yeah, now,
Here it is.
oh God.
I didn't see it. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, at any rate, yeah. So it is a lot of transformation. It is with Neptune. Now we have a few minutes. That's why. So if anybody kind of remembers what we're talking about and how this relates to the whole opening of the gravity and the way the world works, because it is interesting, right? There's balance, but is there, and how it goes, and in a way, that's what gravity does. It's
Well, it's fascinating that this is a T-square. There's no way out, really.
Not even a
except to
cross.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a T-square. Hello. Yeah, the cross.
a grand
Like
cross.
Grand cross. I'm like,
And
T-square,
it's
grand
fixed.
cross.
It's being fixed. It's impossible.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, this is good. And also that total regeneration part that life is. I think, Justin, you kept coming on that, and I thought how fascinating, because it's the body of this work really does. The world renews itself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And explain the intimate details of that with, the Venus, Mars, Moon. We have the very collective aspect of Uranus on the North Node, but bringing in those inner planets, it really does. It like touches the heart.
Ah, that's right. Now, yeah, and
I find it fascinating. He's really wrote a book about a certain philosophical way in the world and belief system, and that really aligns with the Jupiter and Sagittarius there. He really was the archetype of that.
Yes, and as it was so beautifully said about with Eris, that this, well, anyway, yes, indeed, it was. He did have a voice.
Yeah, and there would be problems with the relationships because that Jupiter is squared Eris, and of course then the Mercury is squared the Ceres in Libra. So there's definitely issues with relationships, with belief systems here, what he was putting out.
Yeah, and he would definitely be the heretic.
Yeah,
but he was, but wonderful. Sir Isaac Newton was revered during his lifetime, and he had his friends. His big problem was with this Hooke person that, with scientific discovery, just like Edison and Tesla were at, was it Tesla? Anyway, I think we have a little message coming from our sound radar. We got to take a break and we'll be back. This is Astro Jam. I'm with Justin CROCKETT, ELZIE, Marie O'Neill, Sean Kelly, and Ray Sapp came back. Yay. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment for our second mystery chart. I hope it's still a mystery. While we take a break from this week's edition of Talk Cosmos, let's take a look at this cycle's archetype. We are currently in the Yang period of Leo, ruled by the solar sun. Having departed from a cycle based on the internal process of emotional attachments requiring security and safety, the energy of Leo externally manifests our legacy through children and artistic creations. As a fixed Yang fire sign that desires to ignite actualization, Leo the lion takes the risk to generously exhibit love and welcome all to share their stage with joyous pleasure for living life.
Most people go through the motions of living but are actually only existing. At some point, when the feeling of exhaustion or emptiness is loud enough, questions begin to arise. How do I begin to find my way back to myself? Who am I? How do I heal? These questions are crossroad points in a person's life. Come reset, relax, and rejuvenate to your best self on August 23rd and 24th. Start your journey of healing at this 2-day virtual event focused on working with fear. Immerse yourself in meditation, color therapy, astrology, and much more. Presented by Padma Life Coaching with Marie O'Neill. You will receive items to support your energetic journey. Our practitioners are waiting to work with you. To learn more and to register, go to virtualhealingretreat.eventbrite.com. Don't wait, register now.
This is Martha Norwalk every Sunday morning beginning at 9 a.m. Thanks in part to Jude Ponton at the Whispering Dragon Center in Seattle, we cover the world of animals. This week, August 7th, it's Shelter Rescue Sanctuary and anything that helps our animal friends Sunday. We'll check in with our regulars, Meow Cat Rescue, Help Animals India, and Seattle Dogs Homeless Program. Plus, we'll chat with the Ananda Institute of Living Yoga and find out what's coming up. Martha Norwalk's Animal World, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. to noon, right here on Alternative Talk, AM 1150.
Enjoy the show.
Giving local voices a chance to shine. Alternative Talk 1150.
We are back and in full color with all 5 of us, so we're happy. This is July 31st, and we are experiencing the ultimate connection between Uranus and the North Node with Mars, and it's lots of fun. We're having a good time. And I just couldn't help but reflect on these notes from last time. And it's so astounding because the whole idea of death and rebirth, impermanence, that's the world, isn't it? I mean, that's where the gravitational does hold it to keep calm, that had been mentioned. But it is a matter of that transformational process and transcending. Oh my gosh. Yes. So thank you. So we just did Isaac Newton's publication July 7th. Well,
it's 27th.
Yes. Well, it's the 27th. Thank you, Marie. Was when the conjunction happened immediately. Wow. Yes, ma'am. That's right. But on the 5th was when he published it, just prior to that. So things could be percolating in the past. It's happening. It's like we're all in the vibe situation. All righty. Well, let's go to our next. Nathan, if you could help navigate this, I seem to be thumbs. Thank you. Mystery chart number 2. It's a noon chart, meaning the houses are relevant, but we're focusing on the sun. It happens to be at the MC, and even if it was a sun one. So, who wants to start off? I usually do. A taker? Ray?
All I see is frenetic energy here.
I will talk. I am all. Go ahead. Yes.
I am the Virgo ascendant. I am coming from a 12th house of Leo, knowing that I need to take my shine and add some focus. I need to take all this tight, conjunct, opposing energy in this chart, and I need to thread it together and weave it into a logical sequence so that we can all gain greater understanding and move forward with ease.
I am Pluto, and I am going to communicate things that are going to change the big picture.
And I am Saturn in Sagittarius with a whole host of buddies in my little gang here. And we are going to structure something that we're going to be saying this is the name of the game. That's what we're going to do. Because
I
Well-
am. Go ahead, Marie. Go ahead, Marie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ladies first.
I am Mars in Cancer, and I am a warrior. What am I a warrior for? I'm a warrior for the mother. I'm a warrior who will fight to the death for the mother's wishes in the 11th house with the other.
I am Jupiter in Gemini. I'm the master communicator. I'm here with a stellium of planets in Gemini, the sign of communications, and we're opposing belief systems with a stellium of planets in Sag. So I am the flag bearer. I am the Joan of Arc type of personality that I am. I love to communicate. I have no problems expressing myself. And the way I seek to grow and expand with Jupiter conjunct the midheaven and in Gemini is through communications to the collective.
And I'm Neptune in Leo. And you know what? I have this energy, action energy next to me, and I'm using it all because I'm going to use all that little personal energy that gets involved with let's wait and see into like, let's just rise and shine because together we can really move into some kind of great vista where something's going to shine.
Well, I am Venus in Gemini, and I like variety. I like, I am all about right human relationships. I like to talk, I like to learn, I like to experience, have a lot of life experiences so that I can have lots of information to formulate my desires. I am, however, ultimately about learning how to have right relationships with other humans, no matter what their socioeconomic status, where they live, their race, their color. That is what I am about.
I am the North Node in Scorpio in the 3rd house, and I want to reveal all the secrets. I don't want any taboo topic left unturned. And especially when we look at that concentration of Gemini energy, I want to take all that curiosity and all that probing, and I want to take it to the very depths and make sure that I scare everyone a little bit.
Well, I'm Chiron in Sagittarius, and I'm in the 3rd house. And Sagittarius being belief systems and philosophy and religiosity, my wound is in belief systems. So in my need to communicate to others, which is powerful, and I'm smart and articulate and need to express myself, I will have some disagreements with others based on belief systems. And I may have came from either a background that was very structured and static and non-moving in belief systems, but because of my stellium there, I will break out and I will form what I feel is right, but I will have to work with, because my Chiron, my wound in belief systems is squared Uranus. I will have to watch how I express my beliefs, and I am definitely there as a change agent with belief systems in the collective. But I've got to watch how the wound of belief systems can hurt others.
I am Uranus in Pisces, and I am by myself because all the other people have got their little way, but I go differently. And I know that things are sudden, and I know that there's just no controlling things. And I want to understand and get that harnessed. And it's like, I'm very curious, always curious. And I'm always, well, curiosity is just part of the name of the process, because where I'm navigating between is all the beliefs and the communicating and trying to open up bigger vistas. Vista seems to be hardly even, it seems to be a small word, because my take on things is totally the irrational, and it's the sudden, and I'm going to just explode it. Are we ready to reveal it?
I know there's other planets.
Well, we don't have to talk about them if you feel
I'm
like
waiting
we've
on somebody
said
else
it.
to go.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Well, I'll go next then. I am Saturn in Sagittarius. And so the way I seek to establish myself is in a belief system. I have to have a belief system. But I would have to be careful of how how those belief systems affect others, and that it's not browbeating as far as what I need to express in the world.
Anybody else? Yeah. Because otherwise we're on the air. We're gonna just keep punching. Otherwise, just jump, or else we're gonna cut it and talk about it. Yeah.
Let's just talk about it.
Okay.
Well, can I say? I'll say one more.
One
thing
more.
about
Yeah.
this.
Punch it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that Moon and Mercury conjunction. I'm a talker. This person, I'm a person. I need to be seen by others. Talk about, be out in front of others and communicating. And I'm articulate, and I get things quick, and really align with what Marie was saying about my Venus.
And in that case, I'm the moon too. I'm the moon, and I don't know if I'm the moon, Mercury, or Venus, because we're so close together. We're so united. We're all in the first degree of Gemini. So we're duality anyway. And I don't know if I'm the old moon that was first Mercury, I mean, as far as thinking, or if I'm Mercury itself. But the fact is that what I really want to talk about all the time, and do talk about all the time, is not just my beliefs, of course, because I'm opposing all these ideas. And it's not just opposing them, they're like awareness. I'm aware of all these belief systems, and I just love flooding the ideas to grow and grow with these bigger belief systems. But my ally is really that sense of the universe, because I'm looking at Mars standing over there right next to Neptune. Yeah, they're in different signs, but you know what? Neptune is so big that it's going, yeah, we're in the territory together. And I'm trying to figure that one out. It's like somehow I'm figuring it all out, because there is that sudden business going on too, that, oh, it's very exciting. But as the moon, it's quite new. Everything is new. Everything is a discovery. It's so exciting. Shall we find out who it is?
Yes. Is it a who or an event?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for asking. It is an event. Here we have it. It's when Benjamin Franklin did his kite experiment proving lightning is electrical. It was and there's great controversy just when, but many people thought it was June 6th, but they've determined it was June 10th. Some think, well, no, it was over in September, because he finally wrote about it in October, because he had his printing press and his Richard's Almanac and different publishing things, but it was in Philadelphia. So consensus is the 10th of June, 1752. And when you look at that chart, one can perceive that he did. Yeah. Should we look back at the chart now?
Yeah.
Chart.
Okay.
It makes sense, actually.
Yeah, it does.
With
Well,
the,
who
yeah.
saw it when it was revealed earlier?
Say what?
Who saw it earlier when it was? Did anyone? Was it ruined?
Oh,
for anyone?
did anybody see it?
No.
Oh, good.
I
Nobody liked it.
know. I knew the time frame had to be 1750s, but that was, I would have never thought about the event. But it's perfect.
Yeah,
It's fascinating though with Uranus in Pisces, which is all about, you know, it's touching spirit, it's touching the divine, and it's Uranus.
Collective.
That's what I was trying to suggest. And it's interesting too that whomever the event, like this was Benjamin Franklin, it's not his birth chart, but it is an event that he realized, just like Sir Isaac Newton with that event, and their personality comes through. Yes. I mean, with all that, that everybody caught up on.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's really perfect, because this is the 6th house, and what he's done. This is
remember, it's a noon chart. It's a noon chart.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
but it does could be. Sean, thank you, Marie. But
yeah, what was the date for this chart?
Pardon me?
What was the date on the chart?
Oh, June 10th, 1752.
1752. Okay.
Right. In 1750, he came up with a lightning rod, and that was a big event. You could put it on a house, and it would dispel fire from buildings and that. And then in France, they had a contest. There was quite a bit going on at that time. And of course, wasn't Uranus discovered in 1783 or something? Not long after.
89, I believe.
89?
81,
Okay.
89, something like that. It was in 1780s, yeah. You know, what I find interesting about this is the whole concept. There's a deeper spiritual concept here. You know, when we sometimes forget that scientific discoveries dispelled a lot of what do I want to say, myths or superstitions. Thank you. And I think it's interesting. There's a deeper spiritual thing here, because of course electricity really came out of part of this experiment here, right? I mean, the whole concept of the lightning was electricity, and how it was then eventually used at some point. And I think that really speaks to the Gemini, the Sagittarius being the lightning, you know, the arrow, the lightning. There's a deeper spiritual thing going on here about how electricity really changed or dispelled the way people related to the physical world. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
It is. Both of them did. And I just was inspired. Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. So here we have Uranus, and I chose this partly because we are at that conjunction right now today, which is Uranus in the North Node. So this is it happens to be squaring this situation, you know, in tension, sitting over there. And Pisces, for those folks that don't see it. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I agree with you, Justin, because when I look at this chart, to me, it is divinely, the word isn't inspired, but it was
endowed.
Supposed to happen.
Endowed.
It was supposed to happen. I mean, I'm looking, and of course he was one of a few people who could maybe have done this, because, you know, when the universe or when the divine puts something out that needs to be manifested on Earth, it doesn't just go to one person.
No, and it
If
didn't.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Well-
didn't. A month before, there was a Frenchman that Benjamin Franklin got it from, named
Yeah.
Dalibard, who,
Yeah.
but Franklin brought it to manifestation for the world.
Mhm.
But-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I read that too, Sean. Thank you. And because I'm trying to remember, he actually did the experiment and he wrote about how to do it. And the next summer, somebody died doing it, which he felt very badly about. And I don't know if that had any relationship to him, but people, you're right. It's and that's the beautiful thing about astrology, isn't it? It's an energy that promotes. Well, how can I
Can
say
I-
it? We respond to it like the weather. Yes.
Yeah, can I say
yes.
something? You might have done this. I don't know if you did this on purpose, but it really, you kind of brought forward a theme unexpectedly here about
I
how when
did.
the nodes are into Taurus and Scorpio, and you brought in two situations that changed man's relationship with the physical world, the
Mhm.
whole concept of gravity. And now we have here the concept of lightning. And now we've just seen the James Webb telescope peer back almost to the
Yes.
point of creation. And so it's changed the way a lot of the way we relate to the physical world seems to be
Mhm.
sort of one of the big underlying themes here
Mhm.
with the
Mhm.
nodes in Scorpio and Taurus.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
Great
Nathan, let's close out and we'll just talk from here on out because you can take this off. Thanks. And then the last. Okay, yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, thank you. People can see that later. I want to see the folks here. Thanks. Right. So here we have a few minutes. So let's can talk about this. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up about the James telescope, because a couple of years ago in 2020 there was the picture of a galactic center, a galactic black hole that had been, Einstein had in theory, but I remember because we were glued to it, and for 2 years it had these photographs had been occurring, and in other words, a scientist said, "This is revolutionary. It's like today the past is over. It's not empirical. It's theory. It's proven, or theory. In other words, a whole difference in science, meaning our consciousness, all these peekaboos into the universe starting before we thought, makes sense to me. It's pretty, yeah, we're on some precipice. Is that the word?
Precipice.
Right. Thank you. Well, we have a few moments. You know what? If you do go to the 23rd and 24th, Justin and I are going to be two of the practitioners with Marie. So do check that out. I'm doing the color therapy, and Justin has a meditation with planets. It's going to be very exciting. And we have Ray and Sean. We're so glad with Marie and Justin. And Israel will be back on the 30th of October. And I wish we could talk forever with you.
Thank you for joining us on Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Rose Minahan and her panel of guests connect soul growth patterns with the energetic cycles of astrology. Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time to continue your journey through the roots of the cosmic pathway.